Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of JohnnyVlogs. I don't know if you recall, but in a review I did a couple months ago, can't remember which one it was for, I spoke about a new theater chain that had opened near me. It's called the Studio Movie Grill. Let me get that right. Studio Movie Grill. And I didn't know what to expect of it at first, and then we started getting ads for it. Apparently it is a chain that has popped up. There's about 10 of them in the nation right now. And it is a movie theater where you can go and enjoy drinks and dinner, essentially, while you're watching a movie. And when I originally spoke about this, I had some concerns about how that might be an interruption to the movie-going experience, blah, blah, blah. Well, I went and saw Star Wars Episode 7 at the Studio Movie Grill, and I can tell you that all of my original concerns were true. So true. And then a bunch of other concerns I didn't even know that I had popped up. So let's talk about what is wrong with this process. Okay. When you show up at this place, first of all, there is a bar on your way in, and that was something I was kind of looking forward to. It's like, hey, you know, I'd like to have a margarita or something. A margarita and popcorn sounds good to me. And I can tell you, after experiencing it now, they definitely go well together. I highly recommend a margarita and popcorn. That being said, I probably should have stopped at the bar when we first got in, because the actual service when you get into the movie theater is a complete, I don't even know if mess covers it. I think they're trying to stage when the movies start so that there's enough staff free to take care of everyone, and they encourage you to show up 20 minutes before the movie, which if you're going to go to any of these places, I highly recommend you do. You're going to find that those first 20 minutes are your best bet at getting your order in and then trying to get it, which was one of the problems that we kept bumping into. Essentially, they have an ordering system that the employees use on their smartphones, but you don't have access to. So you have to hit a button, almost like the button that you'd have on an airplane. You hit a call button, and then someone comes to your chair. Now, that's all well and okay, especially 20 minutes before the movie starts, but this goes on as the movie's going on. If people want more drinks, or if you want to refill on that popcorn that they told you were going to get, you're going to have to hit this button. Someone's going to come down the aisle, interrupt the view of a bunch of other viewers, come to you, take your order. You have to speak to them. And in particular, that movie theater was awesome because it had great sound, but with loud sound like that, you have to speak pretty loud to the person you're ordering from. So there was this kind of constant chatter that you'd hear just all around you, all behind you. The people I felt the absolute worst for were unfortunately the handicapped seated people. And what's good about the handicapped seating is it's on ground level. You don't have to take any stairs, obviously. So they come in and they go right to the front of the theater, and they're able to sit right there, and it's a pretty decent view of the screen. What's bad about it is anytime a server wanted to come in to serve people on this side, they would go right in that aisle, right in front of the handicapped people. And it had to happen 24 times in the whole movie for Star Wars. It was just, and what's weird was I was having anxiety about it. Just seeing it happen over and over again was like, oh man, that sucks. What are they doing? Not to mention the servers were wearing white shirts, which I do not understand. I mean, this is Theater 101, folks. If you have people that are working and you don't want them to detract from what is being seen on stage, put them in all black. There's no reason why they had to be wearing white shirts. It made them very obvious as they were popping in and out of the theater, serving people over and over. That being said, for what seemed like an automated system, if they're placing orders on their smartphones, when it came to the delivery of the food, was an absolute mess. We didn't even order. We asked about getting pretzel bites, and then all of a sudden pretzel bites showed up. And we only asked about it because the server told us, no, I think we're out, but I'll find out for you. We hadn't placed them as an order, but all of a sudden they pop up. The things we did place as an order, like 2 drinks and a popcorn, well, the 2 drinks came about probably 10 minutes after the pretzel bites. The popcorn came about 10 minutes after that. It was just a complete mess. And there's something about the movie-going experience where you're trying to get out of reality. You're trying to let yourself fall into the story that's being told. And then there's something about a dining experience where quite typically you are waiting. And there is the tension of waiting. You know, oh, I've placed my order, food isn't here yet. How long has it been? Oh God, it's 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Literally, the brain in that waiting mode is not able to relax enough to enjoy the film. Not to mention the trailers. They ran a bunch of trailers. I don't remember more than maybe 10 seconds of all of them. There was so much activity, conversation, people coming in and out, that you're just watching what's going on in the room the whole time. Running a trailer at one of those places is absolutely useless. No one's going to see it. So now it's one thing to knock this place and to kick all that around, but you know, people are going to say, well, John, is there something else they could do? I mean, some people want to eat their dinner while they're watching a movie. I get that. I think there is a lot of things that could be done. Number one, change that ordering system so that people don't need a physical menu. Whatever app that the waiters were placing their order into, that app should be publicly available. And I also thought it would be helpful if they ran something instead of the trailers, if they had an introduction to the service. Like maybe you hire a celebrity and have them film some, you know, welcome to Studio Movie Grill. We do things a bit different here. If you don't have the app yet, here's the address, download it, and you'll be able to place an order quietly without disturbing your neighbors throughout the whole movie, blah, 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 blah. So I think there are ways that they could address it. This thing needs serious process improvement. In terms of the waiters walking in front of the handicap seating over and over, that could be rectified very easily if they would build a wall that just goes from where the entryway is all the way to the front where the movie screen is, and then around to where the other side is, and just had the waiters walk through that passage over and over and over. Or better yet, the one that I went to was not a movie theater before. They literally built this from scratch. Why didn't they design it so that the waiters could enter from the rear on either side? Because then you wouldn't have to worry about having some kind of tunnel system or wall to get them from one side of the theater to the other. There was just a lot of things that weren't thought out very well for that experience. And even outside of all that, I think the market for people that want to eat dinner while they're watching a movie, I'm not sure how big that is. I can tell you, as I'm going through the menu, sitting there, now admittedly, you know, I'm a vegetarian and they did not have very many options that I could eat without at least doing some serious modification to what I was ordering. But there was still something about that. I don't want to eat in the dark like that. And they had this big tray table, almost like, once again, like you'd get on an airplane. But it was on this swivel that was really close to your left arm. And I imagine for some people that might be a little bit bigger than me, that cannot be comfortable. I mean, if I would have turned that tray all the way in, it would have been right up against my chest and I'd be looking down right into my plate. So it just felt very weird. Also, the chairs, while they felt nice, they had this big armrest because of that swivel table. So if you were there with someone and you wanted to hold their hand or something like that, forget it. There's this big giant section in between you where one of you is going to be cutting off the circulation to your arm if you're trying to reach over. It's just definitely not date friendly. Quite honestly, not an experience that I am going to go back to. There was just, in particular, the way it was handled there was so bad. It was so disruptive. They had all these extra trips going on because of how they bring stuff out. Instead of waiting for the order to be complete and just have one trip to you to give you everything, there was multiple times where they're walking back and forth. We had to ask, like, I think 4 different times for a refill on our popcorn, which is ridiculous. I mean, you're literally in the middle of the movie trying to get someone's attention, so you're not paying attention to what's going on screen. They come up, you ask them, they disappear, you never see them again. There's a new person standing over there, you hit your button again, they come up, you ask them again. It was a mess, a complete and total mess. And just outside of all that, I'm telling you, I don't think there's a lot of value in terms of me being able to eat something at the same time I'm trying to watch a movie like that. And that's weird for me because quite frequently at home, I'll eat in the living room and I have no problem eating there and trying to watch something at the same time. But I have lighting in my house, it's not pitch black, I can actually see what's on my plate. There's so many things that work against trying to do both of those things together, especially the way they did it at Studio Movie Grill. So, you know, if it sounds interesting to you, like I said in my previous video, I'll give it a try. And I did. I went and gave it a try, but it's definitely not, at least that version of it, I probably won't try again. I would much rather go somewhere and focus on being able to enjoy my meal and see what the hell it is while I'm eating it, and then later go to a movie and be able to focus on enjoying my movie. The simple thing about the popcorn is what drove me absolutely batty when I came out of the theater. I was just like, you know, I've never worried about where's my popcorn before. Because usually I go to the movies, I take 2 minutes before the movie starts, I go and get it myself, and I never have to think about that again. And there is just something about that we're trying to relax and fall into this other universe. And if you're having to interact with people, worry about when you're going to get something, is it ever coming? And then the bill, you know, 30 minutes before the movie finishes, all of a sudden a check shows up, you have to get your credit card or put it on the gift card. Oh, did they charge the gift card? Oh wait, the bill isn't right, they missed a couple drinks, and blah, blah. It's not good to mash those experiences together, in my opinion. Could it be done? Like I said, make an app, have people pay for it using the app, so that way you don't ever deal with that stupid bill thing. Limit the runs to every table so that you're bringing complete orders as soon as they're ready. It might be workable, but there's still this aspect of eating in the dark on this weird tray table that's right up against your chest that just, I don't want to be fed like a baby when I'm watching a movie. I'm sorry. And there was this neat cup holder on the tray table that didn't fit any of the glassware we were given with our drinks. So, man. Anyway, I hope I'm potentially saving you from a nightmare, or if you want to try something really weird and different and prove me wrong, please feel free. Find a Studio Movie Grill close to you and give it a shot. But if you're going to see a movie that you really love, Star Wars, I highly recommend splitting it up. Go have dinner somewhere else, and that way when you get to the movie, you can really just enjoy the movie. Hope you're all having a great week. We're coming up on New Year's. Can't believe it. You got your resolutions ready for 2016? I'm going to have to do some thinking myself. I'm sure I'll vlog about that soon. Catch you on the next show on the Geek and Dorks channel. Take care.